You've now finished knitting the heel, now you start the foot. That's really easy, you just knit every stitch. Now really, knit every stitch round after round. You've now got the same number of stitches on each needle. Keep going like that until, in your case, you've reached the required length. In my case, I knit them in size 44 to 45. That way they become men's socks. Now I'm knitting about 18 centimeters of foot length, measured from the edge of our heel. Quick tip for you. Depending on which size you want to knit, have the person the socks are for try them on. And your foot should end roughly level with the tip of your little toe. If the little toe is basically the edge, you're exactly at the right height to knit the toe. Like I said, keep knitting knit stitches round after round until then. Have fun! I'll show you how to continue the toe. Once you've knit the required length, your sock should look roughly like this. Now you start the toe. We always alternate decrease rounds with plain rounds. Knit all stitches again. So work up to the last 2 stitches on the first needle. Like I said, knit every stitch. Make sure you're starting the heel here again. Make sure you really start with the first, otherwise your toe will be crooked and not as comfortable. So, you now have 2 stitches left on the needle, and like with the heel, you now knit them together. That means you don't insert the needle into the first stitch. You insert it into the second and go through both stitches. Pull it through, grab the yarn. You've made 1 knit stitch out of 2 knit stitches. On the second needle, our so-called straight needle, you do that on the first 2 stitches again. Insert into the back loop. Draw the yarn through both loops. 2 knit stitches become 1 knit stitch. On the remaining needle, again, work only knit stitches, stretch. On the third needle, the odd-numbered needle, you knit the last 2 stitches together again. So now knit every stitch except the last 2, knit those 2 together. The fourth needle, you might already have guessed, is a straight needle. That means the first 2 stitches are knit together. After that, knit each stitch as it appears. So the next round. Knit every stitch as it appears, so always knit every stitch with no decreases. Then knit the last 2 stitches on the first needle again, and the first ones on the second needle. Knit the 2 stitches together. Then again, on needle 3, knit the last 2 stitches, and on needle 4 knit the first 2 stitches. That means you always knit together at those corners. That way your toe pulls up evenly. Always a decrease round. 1 round of all stitches as they appear. That makes... Now, whatever size you're making, keep knitting. Stop when you have only 6 stitches on each needle. I'll see you again and show you how to finish the sock. So you now have... There are still 6 stitches on each needle. From now on, work a decrease round every round. If you're wondering, I had to switch colors. This happens to me with the men's socks. Unfortunately, that happens more often. One sock here weighs a bit over 50 grams. That means, for men's socks, it's often not a bad idea to use 250 grams of yarn. And if in doubt, add another skein. Let's call it. Have a backup color. Like I said, Now decrease your stitches every round until you only have 3 stitches left on the needle. Then you can go ahead and sew up the sock. You now have 3 left. Make sure there are stitches on each needle. Then cut the yarn. Leave enough to sew in the ends. Take a yarn needle, insert it into each stitch from the bottom up and lift them off the needle. When you're done, you'll have a little hole at the front. You'll push the needle through it in a moment. Turn the sock inside out and push the needle through here at the front. Pull your yarn through the little hole and pull it tight here. Then you just have to sew in the ends, which means always push the needle through, back and forth, about 6 to 8 times, so it will hold up in the washing machine. The yarn is officially washable at 40 degrees. Personally, I always wash the socks at 30 degrees Celsius, and they'll last a very long time. 40 degrees would work too, of course. Do the same at the top, then I'll show you the finished sock. So, that's our toe now. And just like that, your sock is done. If you liked my video, I'd love a free subscription. That way, you won't miss any of my new videos. Until then, have fun knitting.